We're gonna have a blooper reel at the end, okay?
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Collectors with Cards Drinking Coffee. I'm your host, Pokemon Radar. Today we have, I think, one of the most requested, renowned guests of recent times here. You know, he's got quite the fan base. There's a fan club for him. There's even a YouTube channel made specifically for him that comments on my videos.
It's not made by me, which has been asked me multiple. I have no affiliation to that channel. I actually have no idea who it is.
Maybe we'll figure it out. But today we have, for the second time, Pokemon Flying Master, PFM, Scott. How you doing, man?
I should say this is the second time, but this is actually like super important because this is like a face reveal.
Is it really?
Wow. Kind of, yeah. I mean, you saw me at Worlds, but
yeah,
and like, to the interwebs at large, this is a face reveal.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, there's been a few snippets of your face during the Quachancy live breaks,
yes.
in E4, and
yes.
And I think I may have outed you by saying that you look like the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, it's Ben. No, something Akron. You edit your videos, right?
Yeah.
You can just put it like the name right here.
Yeah, I'll just well, you guys, yeah.
What's his name? Aykroyd? Something Aykroyd.
Not Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is like one of the comedian buddies from the same era.
Yeah. That's who Sub Acid says I look like, which I don't.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Also, I should note that I'm in like my quarantine. You know how like Pokemon have different forms, like Alolan and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm in my Corona form with my extra long neck beard, and like I haven't cut my hair in forever, and like my skin is normally white, but right now it's particularly light hue.
Light hue. Well, that's why I wear a hat. I haven't cut my hair in months. I have a headband in, and I look like a girl. My hair is flowy and it's all over the place, but I've been keeping the beard intact. Every now and then I'll get a little scraggly, but I trim it up here and there because that's what people see, I guess. But yeah, man. Well, welcome. Why don't you tell the world a little bit about PFM? Who are you?
I'm a moderator on the Elite Forum now.
That's right.
Which is new since the last time I was here.
Mm-hmm.
I spend way too much time on the E4 Discord. I have an Instagram account at Pokemon Flying Master. Hit me up. I'm at like 995 followers, so
this will get you to 1,000. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
It's PKMN Flying Master.
Flying Master.
Yes. There's a Murkrow in the little.
That's it.
Yeah.
I collect cards. That's what my little thing on Instagram says. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to the E4 world, you became I guess the meme collector, a PSA 9 meme collector for a very, very long time, and of course have been recently laughing at all of our faces because you have quite the collection. I mean, you've what, almost finished WotC Hollows and PSA 9, which you know, a lot of us who were chasing 10s didn't even get close, and the prices just were always too high and skyrocketing, except those like you who had a solidified goal and discipline to just go after strong, clean 9s. You got quite the discount. Were able to create quite the vast collection and nearly finish your goal, I guess, right?
Right. So like on that note, I think the last video last podcast, we talked a lot about this. So like link in the description below to our last about our last conversation. I think we talked a lot about the 9s, and I think that was right before it like really spiked. And I was telling people like, you know, like the 9s, you're buying a pack. We're talking about WotC here specifically.
Mm-hmm.
You buy a pack for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You open it up. You know, there's a 1 in 3 chance if it's not weighed to get a holo. And then most likely, like the bell curve of grade distribution, you're going to probably get a 9 if you grade it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the quality, you're not like 10s are like an anomaly when you're opening up WotC packs. And so like all these factors, like it doesn't make sense that I can like either pay like $1,000 to crack the card out of a pack myself and then the expected value and then grade it and then get the 9, or I can just go and buy the 9 for like literally some of the 9s I bought were like at the price of grading, or like maybe like twice. So like under $20.
Yeah.
First edition WotC 9s. It's like it just doesn't make sense, and like that's corrected itself since then.
Yeah, and you, you post snapshots every now and then because you kept a really good track of it in the PSA app, right? Of your of your purchase prices and your collection, and every time someone posts and complains about a price of a PSA 9 or even a 10, you just throw out a snapshot of the card. And it's like $23 PSA 9 first edition, whatever.
It's like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And like I remember getting like a Mischievous from Neo Revelation for like $17 graded a 9. And that like one stands out of my head for whatever reason. Like $17 shipped. That's with shipping with eBay fees, $17. So the person is making like $2 on that card.
That's ridiculous.
Like, if they get it for free. Yeah.
And
know,
we all look back at yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we all look back at we all look back at the 10s and think about all those crazy, like how high they've gone up, but like even at those old prices, a couple $100, $300, $400, $500, a couple thousand, whatever card you're looking at, that was still like a lot of money. But when you talk $17, like that's nothing.
Yeah,
that is
and the
so
difference
cheap
too between 9s and 10s, like it depends on which card you look at. Like what was the better choice back then, or if you're looking only financially. But if you're buying at $17, like if it hits $40, you've now doubled your money or more actually. Whereas like a PSA 10, if you're buying at like 150, you have to hit like 300 for it to double. Yeah. So like it's so much easier to get like 10x to like 20x, 30x gains on these 9s that go from like $10 to like 300 or whatever. Just because the price that you're buying it is kind of low.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are trying to play that game now in today's market with cards that I personally don't see having that true value or that true potential, but it's happening. I mean, all these modern, some modern full arts are great, but a lot of these modern hollows, modern even like deck promos with the cracked ices, like people will buy these and 4, 5, 6x their card by just getting it graded, and now people have been holding on to them as well. I mean, the cracked ice Charizards, Pikachu's, whatever, that Mimikyu and Pikachu promo from the team up blister packs, like a lot of that stuff are just 2, 3, 4, 5xing, and I think they're playing that game, and it's a little ridiculous, but I mean, what are you doing now that like you've somewhat completed your WotC? Is your WotC goal completed?
Right, I was going to mention that. So my goal originally was just base set. This is like in 2013, and I was actually starting to buy 8s back then. So I had like a little 8 collection, and I'm like, I can buy like a year later, I think it was. I'm like, I can buy 9s, so I just kind of upgraded to 9s. And it's like I'll get some jungle. Like I got a jungle Vaporeon for like $30, 9. Same as my dragon. I think I got those together. Good thing I bought those early, like 2013, I think it was. And then so like I kind of focus on base jungle fossil, and then I'm like, well, like Team Rocket's kind of cool. Well, gym sets aren't that cool, so we'll skip over those. Maybe a controversial opinion, but
those are my favorite.
We'll skip. No shade. We'll skip over right to Neo. Start buying Neos. Save Typhlosion 17 for like last year when it was $4,000, but we'll skip over that. And then like it just kind of grew and grew. Like the problem when you're collecting is like you have a goal and then you hit the goal. It's like, or you're not even at the goal and you're like already looking for the next goal, and it just never ends. It's just you just have like a pile. You're like a dragon, like with a cave with like treasures, and it's just a huge pile. But you still want more. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm the exact. I mean, I have like the worst case of that. I have set so many goals, in, like not even just Pokemon, just in life in general. And I think a lot of people do that. You'll set goals and just so easily stray away from it because you find something else to do. And with Pokemon, it's been, it's just an endless amount of things to find and start doing, start going after. So I don't think I've ever completed a Pokemon goal. Like it just hasn't happened. My goals have been, I want to get one of these, and I've been able to do that, and that works. But if I go for a full set or multiple of something, I can't focus long enough. So, yeah, it's really, really difficult to do that. But our last podcast was rudely interrupted by a few
Is there fire?
a few.
Is it happening again? Getting flashbacks.
I forgot to count. I wanted to count and figure that out, but put a little fire alarm count.
Oh, but counter on the side. That takes editing too.
Yeah, that's too much work for me.
Yeah.
But so a little more about your past with Pokemon then. So you started in 2013.
No.
No, you started earlier?
Everyone started in 1999, okay?
Okay.
Well, anyone our age.
Let's take it back then. 1999. What were you doing in 1999? The Rabbit Channel wants to know.
My first official stalker. Anyway. 1999, you have no control over which cards your parents buy you, okay? Mm-hmm. So, like, are you even really collecting? This is like a philosophical question for you right there. Like my mom, I remember the Tooth Fairy. My mom. Tooth Fairy isn't real. She. my first that out. In case anyone didn't know, I don't know what your age demographics are. The Tooth Fairy put a pack of fake base set cards under my pillow, and I think that was my first pack. If that if that even counts as a pack.
A fake.
I remember it wasn't even a foil. It was like a piece, like a cardboard, and you like pop open the cardboard.
Did she make it herself?
No. She probably bought it from like some convenience store.
Okay, you haven't talked to her about this?
I don't think she remembers. She like my mom's like totally. She's like aware Pokemon is a thing, and she's like, "Oh, it's a fad. It'll go away." Like here I am, like 28 or whatever I am,
just living in a high rise, paid for by Pokemon. Just kidding. He doesn't. He lives
have a real job.
You live very humbly and have a real job. He's a very smart guy. So you are one of my international guests here from Canada. So,
yeah.
What was Pokemon like in Canada? What region were you? West side?
I am
West Coast.
East Coast.
East Coast.
Why'd I have to think about that? Yeah.
Well, Canada's
like
confusing.
Area.
Toronto. Okay. So you're going
like up north of New York for all you Americans that
can't figure out where that is.
I have no idea about Canadian geography.
We don't. We're very, very selfish on what we just know where the states are. So thank you for that assistance. So what was Pokemon like in 99? I mean, you were buying fake base set packs all the time from convenience stores? What?
I grew up in like a kind of a rural area, so my perspective on it is very narrow. I don't know. I just remember like suddenly becoming a thing, just like kids at school had cards,
mm-hmm.
And like I said, I didn't have control over like what I bought. So it's not like I went to the store and like picked out stuff. My mom would just buy me like Steam Deck boxes. So it's hard to really give a perspective on that. I do know that there seems to be like some first edition base set that ended up getting its way here somehow. I bought like my friend's binder collection that had some first edition base set cards, and actually he started really early. His dad would only buy Shadowless cards because he thought unlimited ones were fake.
Oh.
So in the end, he ended up with a binder of Shadowless and first edition.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're close-ish to New York, some of an opportunity to get some of that stuff.
Probably, and too, like it's international, so it's probably like the first entry point that they have into the Canadian market or whatever would be like my area.
There weren't any like special. There wasn't any Canadian print boxes like there's Australian or UK or anything like that.
The struggle of growing up with Pokemon is that you get to watch all the Americans go to like the Pokemon Center in New York, and you get to watch them like get the special event Pokemon in their games, and you get to watch them like go to GameStop and get whatever promotional thing. But like none of that happened in Canada. I would like watch from afar. Like, how come I don't have Deoxys in my Pokemon game? How come like these Americans just stop and then download it or whatever?
Did you guys didn't get special delivery Pikachu either, did you?
What? Special delivery Pikachu is a Canadian promo.
Is it really?
Buddy. Yeah, you can look at the PSA label. It says Canada right on it.
All right.
Because hold on. Let me clarify. Because again, the Canadian dilemma is that we never had the Pokemon Center until like that promo came out, and that promo actually marked the opening of the Canadian Pokemon Center online.
Wow. PokemonCenter.ca.
Yes. It's like .en.ca or / or whatever.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, what's the shipping like for that? Is it expensive? Do they have a
shipping?
Yeah. Is there a distribution center in Canada?
It's $10 flat, whatever you buy.
Okay.
Which is like, they're probably paying like, well, they might have a discount rate. So that's probably exactly what they're paying, like almost regardless what they ship.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think
which is good for Canada. Like normally, like I can see prices like $30 shipping. Like it's not uncommon here. So $10 is pretty good actually.
That's good. There's no free shipping. Like I think I get free shipping over $25 or something like that.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Wow.
No.
They can't even do it for like $100 order, like $200 order. We got big fans in Canada ready to buy as many special delivery Pikachus as possible.
We don't. I don't think we pay your postal system's better, so you guys get lower rates. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you mentioned you skipped over the gym sets.
Yeah.
Was that just like partly because childhood? Did you not make it to the gym sets when you were a kid?
Yeah, are you saying I was like traumatized as a child?
Yeah.
Over gym, and that's why. No, it's because the gym sets are like you're given a choice between gym and Neo. It's like it's a no-brainer. Like, why would you even pick gym? You're getting like okay.
Yeah. Okay. When you compare those two, yes. But when you compare, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Here is the thing. Okay, gym cards, they're okay. I ended up getting them, so like I have them now, so don't worry. But like, I don't have them on me right now. I got some E-series right here.
Or do you want this one?
Yeah, that's it.
That is one of the best cards.
But,
okay.
What was I gonna say? But you've already collected all like the Pokemon on the cards at that point. Like you have and you've already collected some of them twice. Like Magneton, you probably have like 6 different versions of it by that point.
That's okay.
So it's either that or go Neo, and Neo's different and new. And like honestly, the gym, I can see why people like it, but I just don't like the fact that like all the artwork's done by Ken Sugimori. It's just kind of like, and to me, I just feel like the set has so much potential, or had so much potential.
Yeah.
As a set, like what I like in a set is like some theme, some coherent theme. Like Team Rocket has like the dark Pokemon, and all the artwork matches it, right?
How is this not a theme?
Hold on.
Okay.
So gym. Yes, it has the gym leader theme, and it has the gym leader little icon in the corner. But like, here's the thing that kills me: it's like there's nothing that really like in the artwork. If you removed all the context of the card and just kept the artwork, there's nothing that tells you like this is Erica's Violet theme or whatever. Or this is like Misty's whatever. It's just Ken Sugimori on a background.
Okay.
Right. And to contrast that, look at like the VS series in Japanese. Look to see like every single person's. So like Bruno's Pokemon, I think it's Bruno. All the Pokemon that Bruno has are like done by Yukamori, so they're all clay.
Yeah.
So if you put them all side by side, you can see that like it's coherent.
Yeah.
It's just like that's how you should have done the gym.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we should have got an English set of that. I just sent off like a ton of those to PWCC, by the way.
On auction?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how they do. They were selling well because I got them all graded by CGC. I put aside my best copies for myself, and then I've been slow selling them. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they do. I probably jumped the gun a little early on it, but I think it'll get some attention because I've only seen a couple be sold on PWCC. You'll see a couple of the bigger, like the Charizard or Dragonite or something, but
it's tricky. Because PWCC, it's like I find the best deals you get there are like Japanese promos or Japanese cards that just people are kind of aware of, but like they just don't know like the price in the moment, so they don't know like what to bid. Like, is this really worth this much? So
that'll probably happen with my Versus Series cards. They'll probably go super cheap.
I don't know. It's a different time. They might fly under the Pokemon radar. I only set up for a joke. I don't know what to say after that. They might not. Like,
right? Yeah.
I think what ends up happening. Hold on. What ends up happening is that you have like when you submit to them, you have cards that like go way higher than you expected, and cards that go way lower. So it kind of averages out to expectation.
Yeah, I'll be happy with it. So my cost is like nothing in those cards, thankfully. So it'll just be a fun experience. Yeah, pretty much. You use PWCC a lot, right? These days. I don't want to leak all the secrets, but yeah. Oh, come on. The vault. This is the vault. The vault is, I think, something that would benefit everybody. I want more people to use the vault because it makes shipping so easy, especially for international buyers. If people contact me on Instagram or wherever to buy something, just get a vault account, and it's perfect.
They're a perfect middle, only for graded cards.
Yeah,
because ungraded, they do take ungraded cards, but you're paying like $10 per card or something. So I mean, in some cases it's worth it, but
Okay.
yeah.
But
for graded cards, you pay to send it to the vault. You're paying them like 1% of their determined value.
Mm-hmm.
And if the 1% is below $2, then you're paying $2.
And that's annually or monthly.
It's the way they charge is kind of weird. You can go on the website and it gives you all the details. But there's an intake fee, which is like when they have to scan it and like put all like value it, do all that work. So you're paying that 1% for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think annually it's like 0.5% of the insured value.
Okay.
And they spread that over the year, something like that.
Are people allowed to?
It's very cheap though.
Can you visit the vault and like see your cards? Mm-hmm. And
as far as I don't know if you can go physically like to your vault. But I think you can like go there, request to see your cards. They'll take them out and like show you them. I haven't done that, so I can't really speak to that.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder. Well, I know some people plan on like actually going there to pick up the cards that I've sent there for them instead of shipping it to them. I don't know what shipping from PWCC is like. I'm sure it's just as expensive as anyone else. They full value.
It's like when you're buying from their auctions, it's the same price. I think. I mean, they're using the same shipping methods.
Okay.
What I find is that there's benefits here. I'm gonna like they should send me a check at this point. So I'm gonna like give them a little sales pitch. Okay, there's zero. Like if you're American, you're paying sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a state that has more than 0% sales tax, so if you send to them, they're located in Oregon, so their sales tax there is 0%. So you're not paying sales tax. If you buy from the PWCC auction, then there's zero shipping to move it from the auction to the vault. Obviously, they just like carry it over, and then there's zero intake fees for that too. Another benefit, you can sell things right from the vault. So if I buy something on eBay, I can send it to the vault. I pay my like intake fee, and then I can immediately list it. If I bought it because I thought it was underpriced, I can immediately list it higher.
Okay.
Right, and you can list it buy now, or you can send it to their auctions monthly. And then the other thing is, I don't know how much I should say here, but like when you sell something through them, they can keep their money on their account. They have an account for you, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some tax implications there and based on how you handle your assets, but you can essentially buy something, sell it on them, and then they hold the money for you. And then you can use that money to buy something else on auction.
Right. So you're just like trading, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yes. I'm not a tax professional.
Yeah, guys, anything
Nor
we
am I
say...
American, so don't even...
Disclosure, I am not American. This is instead of the whole, I'm not a financial advisor. I like that better. Cool. All right. Well, back to the gym sets, first of all, real quick. They're beautiful arts. I don't care that
You're really stuck on this.
I don't care that they, okay, I get it. They, you take that away, they don't have a theme. And I do like the way that the Versus series did it. So I agree with you there. But yeah, it's not fair comparing them to Neo. It's a whole new generation.
Okay, let's compare them to any other set. Team Rocket. Team Rocket's the better set.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
The Team Rocket Pokemon in the gym sets, though, are better than the Dark Team Rockets in the Team Rocket set.
Better how?
Artwork is cooler. Rocket's Scyther. Rocket's Moltres.
I don't know, man. Rocket's Moltres? Nah. I mean, Sugimori, like people love Sugimori, and I like Sugimori too, but
it's just too
like on a
saturated.
card, I want an artwork. I want like something new. I don't want like the stock work that he's done.
Okay.
Like look at
Well, that Moltres is the TMB phone card.
Hold on. Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's the same thing though, but like Dark Doug Trio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, done by Jimeno. It's literally like the Doug Trio popping out of like that home in I think Cerulean City in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a lamp in the background, like the bed. It's Team Rocket's Doug Trio, and it connects to the story. Dark, like the atmosphere of the card is dark. The colors are dark. It's just it all connects.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and the way that I connect the gym sets is you connect it to the trainers in the game and the anime, and although
you can't from the artwork.
Yeah, you
have to look at the little gym badge in the corner.
Now that we're looking at it, yeah, it's a blanket kind of connection. There's not a deeper level to it like those. So okay, fine, you win.
Okay,
still
maybe you just have more imagination than me. How about that? How's that?
Okay, we'll go with that. So speaking of Jimeno and all these artists, that seems to be the route that a lot of us take as we get deeper and deeper into Pokemon and are in this so long. We really start to appreciate the art, the artists, and some of us even start, building binders specifically from specific artists. Who would you say is your favorite Pokemon
Are you gonna
artist?
make me do this? I have a Himeno binder, right?
Or
but it's like I have to leave. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
So Himeno, for Himeno, I don't know, however you want to pronounce it.
I like saying Himeno.
Yeah, me too. My Americanized
comes off easier.
North American. Third time's charm. Here's my Himeno binder. It has the Pikachu on it. She did most of the jungle artwork, all like the really colorful ones. I don't know how much you can see there.
Yeah.
Executor is one of my favorites.
Why is there an English Pidgeot there and everything else is Japanese?
So I should mention, So the goal of my binder is to kind of have like the first release of every artwork. So usually that means Japanese and like first edition if it's a newer card.
Okay.
And so this binder is incomplete. So I need to replace that one with like a Japanese Pidgeot.
I assume you have one, but if not, I'll dig through and.
I don't. That's why if I had one, it'd be in here. So like on the evolutions, I need like the Vaporeon, and I need to replace those ones. But for the most part, like the older cards I have.
So this is a full Himeno binder. Oh, and you got the little tabs in there for what you're missing. That's nice. That's old school right there. That's old school binder collector. So the crazy thing about her is she's been illustrating since Jungle. Mm-hmm.
So, and she's got like 500 cards, and none of them are really like particularly rare, other than like the Championships Festival, which I think I have a copy of right here somewhere.
Which thankfully you can get that one in Japanese, and it's much easier, right?
Or sorry, Player Ceremony.
Okay,
Player Ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's done 3 of these, and they're pretty rare. But yeah, so she's been illustrating forever, and like you can see how her art style changes. So like when they take out, kind of a boring one actually, but Tentacruel. So like in her original style, there's like a lot of like light colors. There's white. It's kind of like watercolory, very simple. And then like you could start seeing a change in her art style around like E series. So I believe this one's Oracle, and you can see like she started doing trainers here. There's so much more detail.
Oh yeah.
Still see like the kind of the light, the huge contrast in like the hues, but like way more detail. And then she started doing this weird thing where later all of her Pokemon like kind of go on an angle.
Oh,
especially like this is an egregious example. It's a great card too.
I feel like that's an error. They accidentally.
When PWCC listed this card in a slab, they actually listed it this way, which is fun.
That's awesome.
And then now I'll just jump to today. She still does art today. I think she's getting up there in age. She's done some like full art. So this is actually one that she did.
She's getting up there in age. I expect you to pull out like a hand-drawn card that's just like shaky.
This Underground Explorer, which she actually redid from the E series, and this is from like the newest set. Actually, I'm lucky to have this one.
Oh, the waifu cards.
Yeah,
expensive now.
But yeah, so it's fun to collect like just like focusing on one artist because you can see how their art's changed over time,
and with somebody like Himeno, where you can
who's been in the game for so long, exactly. Yeah.
So is your Grail? Is that what Gary has? Gary has a TMB badge signed by Himeno, right?
Yeah, he likes to showcase that thing. I do have a signature. I have a Jungle Eevee English with her signature on it that was given to me by the wonderful Hershey. What's his username? Hershey Cards. Hershey, whatever.
Yeah, Hershey Cards.
Hershey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That was before it was really worth anything. Now it's worth quite a bit. So I don't think I would ever sell it.
Well, you can't sell. Yeah. It's sentimental now.
And it's like I wouldn't be able to replace it. And like she's one of my favorite artists. So
yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite artist would be Kamiya. He did all of Lance's Pokemon. Or she.
Oh, so you're not talking about...
I actually don't know.
Interesting that you point to VS and not to Jim.
Well, like you said, it was Ken Sugimori all over it. So, although we can all love and appreciate Kenneth Sugimoto. I love the sketchy kind of hand-drawn type where the wild things are looking.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my favorite. That is Kamiya, right? That's not Kosube.
I don't think it's Kamiya. I think
is it Kosube?
I think so. I know what card you're talking about though. You're talking about like it's like he has to prove it to himself now. I'll bet you $1,000 right now. Let's go.
Oh wow! See, this is what Pokemon has done to us, guys. We are big ballers. $1,000 betting on who drew these cards, if I can find them. This is my entire versus
wow, you have like
set.
Business cards on the back of all those, huh?
I do. Where are they?
We live in the age of Google.
Lance's Ampharos. It is Kasube. But yeah, there we go. Well,
yeah, they're great cards.
Yeah. That's a 10, by the way. Pristine 10.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, those are hard to get.
They are. Especially in E-Series. I'm surprised I did so well and like that early on. Because I got those graded early with CGC before they like probably graded any E-Series. Are those perfects?
No, I wish. These are sequential, though. These are like the only... I got 3 10s in my last submission, and these are 2 of them. So.
Sweet.
But they're cool to have as a pair.
I wish I bought more of those modern full art. They're just cool. Having a stack of them. Like, I have a stack of Lance's Dragonites. That's cool. But, yeah, like those red Pikachus and all that, that's pretty awesome. So, how do you feel about CGC?
They banned me from their forum, and I don't know why.
Oh, that's right.
I've never used it. Maybe it's because I'm a new format. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there was
There's some conspiracy going on here.
You know, there was a little tension in the beginning with CGC and E4.
I wasn't even a mod then.
but it can carry over. They're paying attention.
But they'll gladly accept my orders. So I don't really need the forum. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway, I
didn't even know they had a forum.
Yeah, it's like Q&A help. So I have like my own little submission here.
Oh.
I got it back the other day. So yeah, I do use them, and like now that when their turnaround time was better than PSA, I would probably prefer them, but now they're kind of like converging.
Yeah,
so,
it's getting there.
I mean, at a certain point, it just makes more sense to go back to PSA. But for me, it's always there's like not enough nuance in this conversation because people are like it's either CGC or like die or like PSA or screw yourself. But like there's a middle ground. Like for instance, I have this one right here. I would not send this to PSA anymore. You see, this is the back
inverted
of the card,
back.
actually.
Oh,
inverted back, and they slapped the the back on the front.
That's awesome. And
but
PSA
yeah, like,
wouldn't touch that.
Well, no, they probably put like or whatever, but like it's not the same. Like they're not this. PSA is designed to like look at a card and say yes, it's part of this documented release, and then that's it, right? Which is why they don't like touch no damage Ninetales because it's not really like a part of a document. It's just like an anomaly,
right?
And like that's okay. That's their model. Like that's their business model.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want, like, if the card is more than just the documented release, like if it has like some weird thing, or like here, I have another right here. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but this one's like,
oh, it's like double printed. It's
yeah. So it's misaligned print layer.
Okay.
So like there's 2 black layers and one of them's like shifted. So it's actually kind of hard to look at. And like PSA wouldn't acknowledge that, or like this one too. Like they would just have MC, and MC to them is like a bad thing. It's like this card was not cut properly, and we would give it a lower grade, but we're just going to give it a qualifier instead.
Yeah. Well,
whereas CGC values this, and so I value it too, and then it just aligns that way.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. You know, PSA and Beckett got their start and are continuing to build off the sports cards because that's their biggest market. That's the biggest market in collectible cards, and CGC started with Magic and Pokemon. So, yeah, I guess there's that nice little appreciation for things like that. Yeah, I mean, I still use all 3. I think I'm starting to kick Beckett to the curb now, though. I can't handle. I can't handle how they do things anymore. It's like my cards are gone. I don't know if I'll ever get them. There's just nothing in place. So until they fix that, I don't think I'm sending any more cards there. But yeah, I appreciate the voice of reason of
and like to give PSA, like I was just promoting CGC there, like to give PSA like its credit where it's due. Like I wouldn't buy a first edition 9 if it wasn't a PSA case, just because like that's what I have, and I think it like the connection between PSA and Pokemon is like so deep in history, and the cards are so deep in history that it just kind of makes sense. Like I wouldn't be buying like these E-Series cards in a CGC case. If I mean I would, but I would like buy them to sell them or whatever. I wouldn't be buying them to actually collect them.
Right. So have you I know with some collections you know had 10s get pieced in and you used to sell them off. Do you still do that, or are you slowly starting to build up a 10 collection now? What?
I mean, I have more than just 9. So like that red Pikachu, I don't know if you want to count that as a 10, but like I plan on keeping this.
Yeah.
And like I have okay, so the original numbered Japanese promo set, the P promos, which includes like the Lottery Charizard and the JR Rally promos.
Tropical Winds.
The 008 Tropical Wind, the one that like Scott has like one of the only copies of.
Oh right.
Like that promo set.
Okay.
I have that set in like almost mostly done in 10, right?
Oh wow.
Other than the Tropical Wind, obviously.
Yeah.
But like the reason I did that was because, well, when I was buying them, they were like comparable to the price of WotC Hollow 9, so they were cheaper.
Okay.
But I think like inside of me, like deep down, when you look inside the true collector, like what I want is the card in the condition that it like was released in.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like mint.
Yeah.
Like,
so you kind of expect promos to be in that condition because
Japanese. So a Japanese new back promo that's not a 10 usually has, it's either off center or usually has like a damage, like someone actually like nicked it or something, or it's damage that wasn't there originally.
Interesting.
Right.
Wow.
Whereas the WotC cards, when you pull them from the pack, you're gonna get those nicks. It's like part of the card coming from the pack.
Yeah, you're gonna get the print lines. So you're gonna get the nicks.
I'm fine with exactly. So I'm fine with 9 because you're like literally buying a pack fresh card. Whereas the Japanese, I have a higher standard because like the pack fresh cards are usually 10s.
And they have higher standards. So wow, that makes sense. I haven't heard you say that before. That's interesting. So yeah, I just sent off my JR Rally cards to CGC. I think I had 2 sets or 3 sets. I had a lot of the random Pikachu ones. But I remember you mentioning this maybe like 2-3 years ago in Discord that they were the Super Smash cards. And for whatever reason, I remember to say like, oh, that's super cool, being excited about it. But for whatever reason, I didn't go after it. But we recently talked about this maybe like 6 months ago. Because I just talk about Smash all the time. I'm obsessed with it. I'm not really great at it, but we're playing.
You're good.
Hey, I haven't been keeping track, but you're still the current champion of E4 tournaments. We've only had one.
Debatable, but yeah, okay.
Well, we only held one, unless I've missed out.
Well, between me and you, yeah. Well, we know where we stand.
Yeah. I picked up 3 sets and then as many Pikachus as I could, and I sent them all to CGC because I'm impatient, even though I would love to have a 10 set, but maybe I can just cross grade or something eventually. So yeah, that's like now one of my favorite sets is that small little promotional series set, 6 card sets. Yeah, between that and Versus series, it's interesting how it's all changed. Like I am bored of WotC personally. Like it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah, after a few years, it just kind of looks old.
Yeah, it burns a hole real quick in both your pocket and your patience. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. So what else have you been collecting that you want to share?
Oh, this is not what you're hinting at, but I got okay.
Yes.
On the Bear Walker, on the Pokemon Center Bear Walker release, I was looking at those skateboards, like Pikachu skateboard for like, I don't know what they were even at, like on the website, like $200 or something, 400. It's like, I don't want to pay that much for a skateboard. And then they're like reselling them for like, oh, it's not a Pikachu. Though.
No, it's Togepi.
Like, I don't want that. And then people were releasing them for like $700 on eBay. I'm like, and I looked like Pikachu. I don't know what like made the mental connection, but I just thought like tech deck skateboards. I looked up like Pikachu mini skateboard or whatever. And then this popped up for like $15. I'm like, I can get a mini. This is cooler to me.
Yeah.
Look, it comes with replacement wheels. Like you don't even get that with the Bear Walker.
That's true.
So I immediately bought this, and then I posted on Discord, and we actually like cleared out eBay, which is funny.
Yeah,
it was not done on purpose, but
no, I looked at those when the first Bear Walker one came out and didn't move on it. I mean, those. I think who said someone found out there was like 70 some of them that were made.
Yeah, there's like almost every first gen Pokemon.
Okay.
But yeah, I listed this one on eBay for like, I put like basically a bear walker in the title, and I listed it for like $420 or whatever it was, some mean number.
420.
I was getting all kinds of messages. It was fun.
Oh yeah, a lot of hate messages. One from one specific person.
Yeah.
That was, or was it multiple people?
It was multiple people that, yeah, they used some bad words. Yeah. But also I was getting real offers too, because people weren't even like, I just took a picture of this is the funny thing, because people take a picture or a screenshot of like the confirmed sale on Pokemon Center. So I just took a confirmed sale picture of like the eBay listing, and I listed that next to this picture. And people were putting like $700 offers and like, message me on Instagram. My Instagram's this, because they thought it was like the real Skipper and weren't even reading. They weren't even reading the title.
Looking at the
picture.
That's disgusting. That's where Pokemon's gotten to. I mean, it's great for a seller.
Those too, but I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, so. It's great. I don't have to write descriptions anymore or do anything, waste my time with that. People just buy it and they make a decision once they receive it if they actually want it or not. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. Did you get any other?
You were talking about something else though.
Yeah, I was talking about probably the oldest cards in your collection.
Oldest cards in anyone's collection.
Oldest cards in anyone's collection.
Okay, I don't know if I like this is like top secret material, so.
Well,
I'm really
it's kind of
script here.
Cat's out of the bag, man. Pratt posted about it in his Patreon.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That SOB.
Cock of the Rock, man.
Cock of the Rock. And he wore that shirt in the video too.
Yeah.
I don't actually have the Cock of the Rock here, but I do have like there's my Seagull. What grade is it? A 5.
One of the highest grades.
Yeah, I have a 6 here. Hold on. Here's my Tumbler Pigeon. Graded 6. 6 is like a 10. So what these are, let me show the back. In like the 1800s. Yes.
That's so
1888 weird. Is when these cards came out. Like, so anyone who like opened this card ever or touched it, like when it was originally released, is alive today. Like the people who made it are dead. The people who designed it are dead. The artist is dead. Every single person who opened up one of these packs, presumably, is dead. Or like 130. There's one. What is that? The tiger?
That's the tiger.
Tiger King. Yeah. So what they are is like the original kind of trading cards. I guess you could argue this, but like the original trading cards, kind of in the form they are today, came from like tobacco packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like people know like the popular baseball one, like the Honus Wagner T whatever.
Mm-hmm. T206.
That one, yeah. So the actual number, see, this is N4.
Mm.
So the difference between the N and the T, some guy wrote a book, like a catalog that catalogs all of these old cards, and he did this in like the 40s or something. And he came up with this like categorization technique where anything that was any tobacco card before 1900 is the N, right?
Okay.
So this is N5. So this is like the number itself. I don't think it's like chronological. I think it's just the order he arbitrarily decided on. So this is like the 5th tobacco set that he categorized, right? And so the T is the tobacco cards that were after the 1900s. So the T in the Honus Wagner means that it's from a tobacco set after 1900, right?
This is like before and after Christ. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah. So these were released in like cigarette packs in the 1800s, 1888 for these ones. And like I have a bunch of them. Like I have Snow Bunting, Starling. This one's actually pretty nice.
And for those that see, it's clearly all birds here that we're looking at.
Right. So I should mention that the N4, which is this set, is the Birds of America set. So and here's the set list on the back. You have 50 different birds to collect.
Which is now getting extremely hard to do, because the second that this got in the hands of us crazy, irrational collectors, all it took was 2, 3, 4 people to start buying them. I didn't buy any birds.
You better not have.
I wish I did, because they actually are, comparing them to the wild animals, there's more to the art.
The birds stand out, yeah.
Yeah, they stand out.
They're not just like gym sets, they're like VS sets.
Yeah, so that's probably why I went to the wild animals, because they're like the gym sets.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw you were doing that and realized that I probably wouldn't get the opportunity to collect them all. So although I haven't continued buying anymore. I bought the ones that I wanted from the wild animals. I got the big dogs. I got the lion and the tiger.
That's the big ones.
I got the Charizard and the Lugia right here. What would you consider the Charizard of the birds?
No question, the bald eagle. I'm not American, but like these are American cards. Okay, so I don't have the bald eagle here. It's actually in my vault.
Oh,
It'll come to me eventually.
the one Birds of America card in PWC's
It is
vault.
the bird of America. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I'll give a little bit more context to like why I have these. I think my girlfriend Claire, she was doing like some scrapbooking or something, and then she showed like, she showed like she had like a printout of like one of the bird cards. I don't even remember which one. Maybe it was something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And like I kind of recognized the Allen and Ginter, because Allen and Ginter this is the tobacco company that made this, Allen and Ginter. And they're like associated. They don't make tobacco anymore, but they're associated with Topps, and they still print cards today.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to be kind of random. They sometimes sports, sometimes like they print like a card with an egg on it or a mineral or something. But yeah, Allen and Ginter was the company that made these. And I recognize the name, and I recognize like the layout, and I'm like, these are kind of cool. So I look it up on eBay, and I found like some of these like PSA 5s for like $30, $40. Like I'm sitting over here, like I could buy like one modern Pokemon card, like a PSA 10 for like $300 or whatever, or I can buy this card from 1888 for like $50. It's like, why am I wasting my money buying Pokemon cards when I can be buying Birds of America?
Well,
These cards that are like 130 years old.
Weren't you like scared or worried about the grade? Because I mean, we can get so just sucked into need to have PSA 9s, PSA 10s.
Right. I mean, but that's the luxury of like having cards that were released a year ago.
Yeah. So I mean, how long did it take for you to get over that and realize like, oh, there's only PSA 5s and 6s, like those are the 9s and 10s? And or did you just buy right away because you liked them?
I did my due diligence. Okay, I like looked at the listings on eBay. I'm like, I look at the raw copies. All the raw copies are like they're missing like the back. Like there's no set list because it's just torn off. You probably have some of those.
I have a couple. Yeah, I'm surprised at how clean some of these ones are though too.
Yeah. And like I'm like, where do you? Yeah, they're like exactly. Some of them are worse. Some
Yeah.
Most of these they have the back intact, and I think they're supposed to be white, but these ones I guess they yellow with age.
It's the cigarette smoke.
Yeah, they're literally packed with cigarettes. But yeah, so I'm looking and like 7 is the highest I see on eBay, and I think when you look at the pop report, like I think there might be like 1.9, but it's a 9.0C. And I think it might be an eagle, which is crazy.
That was a
9.0C eagle out there.
Yeah. That was I remember looking at the pop report. That's what it was. Yeah, I really like them though. Like when I got these in hand, they're thicker, so they're sturdy. You know, you don't have to worry. They're not like the Japanese sticker prism cards, so they're sturdy, they're thick, and yeah, they're just like I'm surprised that the corners on all these are pretty nice still. But have you figured out who's done the artwork on these things?
I haven't like looked into that to be honest, so no.
Because it's got to be the same person. I mean, just
on the birds, probably, yeah.
I mean, looking at the bears, it's almost the exact same. The giraffe is kind of funky looking, but what is this one?
The snow bunting.
The snow bunting.
Showcasing, yeah.
And nice. Like, yeah, they're all very similar. So I would assume that it had to be the same artwork or the same artist.
Yeah.
Do you collect any other weird things? I know you have some Pokemon artist stuff, commissions.
I have this one's from the Dallas Regionals. I know you got something from there too.
Yeah, but mine wasn't customized for my fitting. Right. This was one brought by him. So I talked about this.
So I like rabbits. I like as an animal.
If you are still here, the rabbit channel is the one that is the stalker, and this is kind of where. True. Yeah.
What do you mean if you're still here? Anyone who's clicked off this video already is irrelevant. Okay, they can just go. They're not even going to be in this hobby in 3 months. It doesn't matter. Dallas Regional. Fukuda was there. He was signing up. Like that's basically where all the signatures come from because that's the only time he was in America. And you were there. Yeah, you got that one in person.
Yeah.
And there was a brief. Okay, so this is kind of like right before the signature market like was really hot, I guess. or like a year before or something like that.
No, this was like the last event before that kicked off. Yeah.
It's like coronavirus. I think it just shut down everything. So there's like no more new signatures. So I think that's has a little bit to do with it. But yeah, and they were still hot, but they just like weren't.
Well, yeah, this event like really created a snowball effect for all the arena signatures that were supposed to happen. Like this was, like it was building up, and then that happened. And while it was happening, people were missing, like fear of missing out, like FOMO during that time. I was getting so many messages of, can you get me signed cards? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? And yeah, that was like the last. It's kind of how I feel about the 2017 Worlds. That was like the last Worlds that was small and yeah.
Now everything's changed.
Yeah,
since the Fire Nation attack. But so context. So Dallas Regionals, the last one they had, I believe. Fukuda was there. He's the guy that did all the gold stars. And then they had like on the website where they had all the information. I think Alec handles it or whatever. They had like a brief window at like 10 a.m. on one day. Like you could put in an order to get a commission, right? And it was like $60. And like $60, that's like nothing. So I'm like sitting there refreshing the page, like, like there's no bots doing this because no one cares at the time. Refreshing the page, I get my order in. The orders were up for maybe like 5 minutes, so it did go away quick. And I think there was only like a handful of them, like 5 or 10. And this is before the event, so he did the artwork, and so I requested this specifically. So what I told him to do, he's the gold star guy, so I told him I want like a square in the background, and I want the character popping out of the square like the gold stars do. Yeah. Right. And I told him I didn't really give him much to go off of, which is why like I was like blown back by what he provided. But basically I just said like I want like, I know he does like kind of RPG style things or like action poses. So I told him I want like like that. Mecha. So I told him I wanted like an RPG style rabbit character with a sword and wings, and that was all I told him. Wow. And so he comes out with this. Yeah. And just blew you away. Yeah. Gosh, that's awesome. It's like the detailing is like crazy. I wonder how long it took him to do. Yeah, because I had one set up for Arita to do a commission for me. Me too, yeah. And I always would pay attention to his Instagram. He would have really cool, like in his sketchbook, it was just like pen or pencil sketches of like samurai stuff. And I asked for a fire breathing dragon samurai. So, and like, it kind of looks like a Charizard. Yeah. And like, I specifically asked for like, I want it in your sketch form. And I posted the picture of like one of his that he did on Instagram. And then that never happened. So, yeah. But I asked for, I did the same thing. I don't remember what event it was, some collective con or something, where he had, I think, kind of the same thing, but I don't think his sketch would have been as good. I don't think he would have colored it. But I requested again, like this, because they don't do Pokemon, so I thought, like, what's like a coherent theme I could stick with? Like, I'm Pokemon Flying Master, and I like rabbits, so like, let's just put wings on a rabbit. There you go. Yeah. So I can have like my own set. So I requested a rabbit with wings, the same thing. I don't think I said anything about a sword though. It'd be cool if they all had like different weapons or something, or just some of them more looking like actual rabbits with wings. So I kind of left it open, but then the event was canceled, so it doesn't even matter in the end. Yeah, and I don't know. I forget what was lost from my conversation with Alec, but we went in pretty deep on the artist discussion and the event setting up. And with this popularity, I feel like these are coming to an end, or they're going to be extremely limited. Like it'll come up. Already are, but it'll come up to limited supply. It'll come up to bots now, I think, or some sort of lottery system. Like so it's going to really be difficult to get something like that. Or you just pay more. I mean, a lot of the time you can this is like top secret information. You can just sometimes you can message the artist directly, and a lot of them will just ignore it, but some of them will like get back to you. And like the Japanese like to hang around Twitter, I find, Japanese artists. So yeah, you can pay them for their artists. They're not. I don't think many of them or any of them are tied specifically to Pokemon, right? They're just kind of. Sugimori is. Arita might have some better contract, but I think he's just like a commissioned artist. Is Sugimori not doing art for anything else? Only Pokemon? think so. He's like the art. I don't know if he's still the art director, but like he does all the official artwork. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's all these people. They do artwork for other anime, their own personal interests.
Yeah. The caveat is you can't get a Pokemon commission. Like most of them just won't do that.
Right.
I mean, there are exceptions because I've seen some.
Yeah, some have slipped through the cracks, and I think if you ask them that, most of them will ignore you or potentially block you because they're not allowed to do that from what we hear in their contracts. But I think we just make that up because it makes us feel better, knowing that it's not really possible. Yeah. So
the problem is too that like they're people, and I don't know, like the Japanese have such different cultures and values than like us North Americans, and so like very little things that you might think are like innocuous could like really bother them, and they'll just like not do it for you, or you ruin your opportunity. And like, for instance, like Yukamori, the clay artist, right? She was accepting signatures. You could just send her a card and she'll send it back, like with the signature on it. And then I guess she got wind of somebody like trying to sell one of her signatures, and then okay, that's it, no more signatures. Like I think the person knows who they are.
Yeah.
One person ruined it for everyone, and it's just like little. That's why I don't like to, I don't like to like tell people like go message the artist and like try to get whatever, because like all it takes is one person to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, and I never got a signature from Yukimori. I was too slow to it, and
yeah, I have one in limbo, so I don't know if it's gonna come, but I definitely sent it before, because she said anything post dated before a certain date I'll send back.
Okay,
but I don't even know, like, do they put dates on? I don't know.
I'm going to send a package and just write in Sharpie. Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Do that. It's too late now. She's already gone, so it doesn't matter. The opportunity is ruined for everyone. So.
Yeah, it's and that happened with Fukuda as well. We were kind of shocked when he came into Dallas, right? Because he had done something like that for someone in the past, and they like instantly threw it up on eBay, and he saw that. But also,
that was for personalizations, though.
Is that so? Yeah,
I think he would allow non-personalized ones, and then after that, I think it was like personalization only.
Yeah,
so the window closes.
Right. The less cool of an auto. I think.
Well, it depends, but less options, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us appreciate just the name and not having our name on there.
Because it's not about me when I get an auto. Like, it's about them. I just want, unless it's like
you just want.
Unless I was. Yeah.
You just want it's like this is I mean, I had intended to sell this at one point, but I just kind of stopped, and now I'm keeping it. So, but yeah, it's so much better without my name to John on there. It's but I hope that they could start coming back and doing this more, because I've set aside stuff now that I have planned out to get signed. Like, I really, really want my Lance's versus set signed. Like, I want a full series of that. I think that would be like the current goal or crown jewel of my collection if I were to get that done. So what's on your radar now? What are you looking for these days?
What's on my Pokemon radar?
What's on your Pokemon radar?
Okay, I can answer a question that was asked at the beginning that we never got to. Is like, how far am I in my goal of WotC? So I have so my goal was first edition WotC Hollows, which I have all of now, all the first edition ones, so from base to Destiny. And then I started buying like the non-first edition sets, so like Legendary Collection, which I think I'm like 1 or 2 cards away from finishing if not done. Base set 2, I'm done. The E-Series. In the E-Series, I'm done Skyridge. I have like 1 more Expedition card, and then like 10 Aquapolis.
Okay.
And then I'm also thinking about doing Shadowless in 9, and then Unlimited Base in 9. And then once I'm done that, though, it's like, I think I'm like done with WotC.
Yeah.
For my own personal collection.
No Legendary Collection reverse hollows?
I started buying them. I got like a couple for like $20. And here you go, like another reference. And then I send them to the vault, and then I sold them for like 190 each. So
yeah,
like I at that price, I just don't want them.
Yeah,
I'd rather have something else. But yeah, so like I'm
Are you enjoying Modern? Are you doing? I mean, we've seen quite a few of us old timer collectors going hard on on Modern, specifically Quochansi,
Let's see.
who have sold some pretty epic vintage cards and started enjoying the Modern world because it is fun. I mean, opening packs is super enjoyable. And then of course we've got these are the Pokemon Center promos, right? Is that the Kanazawa?
No, not this.
Wait, what is that
one? So this
that's
one,
the Flower Pikachu.
Okay, yeah, I should mention Modern. I like Modern Japanese. I'm not a huge fan of Modern English. I just don't like opening a product, because I don't like getting left with all the bulk. I just want like the rare. Like I don't mind a bulk, like one set.
Yeah.
Of the non-holos.
Yeah.
But like you get so much bulk per like V or V Max or whatever. It's just I hate opening because I don't know what to do with all the bulk, and I can't bring myself to throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to sell, and I don't know. I don't have enough to like sell at bulk prices. So I much prefer like buying like individual cards that I like. So like, and that works out really well with like Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one from, so like the Vivid Voltage Volt Tackle Pikachu set in Japanese. I bought some boxes. And then if you bought like, I think per box you got like some amount of these packs, the promo packs.
Those orange ones, yeah.
The orange ones. And you can get like this V Pikachu. There's a V Max that's pretty pricey. You can get this one or some like reprinted promos. Right. And like this is actually one of my probably my favorite card of like 2020. This
really?
is like the Sao Pikachu.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Are there the Pikachus in the background there? A couple of them in the tree.
Yeah. It's really reflective right here, but that clear CGC case right there. Yes. And he's holding because it's a girl, because the tail is holding that flower.
Wait, how can you tell it's a girl?
The tail.
I don't know this. Okay,
so the problem with this artwork is I don't like the stamp there.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the girl Pikachus have like a heart-shaped tail.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Learning something new every day. Yeah. That's interesting.
And it's holding a flower, so obviously it's a girl.
When did they start that? Was that always a thing, or did they create that kind of halfway through?
I'm gonna look like a fake fan because I'm gonna say the wrong game. I think it was like Black and White.
Okay.
Or like Diamond and Pearl or something around that era.
I just learned about it today, so.
Yeah. Well, we all know that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's Scream Pikachu is another like solid example of like promos that I like.
I want more art collabs like that. Ooh.
Like the Shibuya Pikachu.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you buying these in like large lots to buy and sell? Because people do. I mean, this is where the money's at recently. I'm curious to see how long this is going to last, if it's still a thing.
Yeah, I think it's hard to know how to buy from Japan.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a buffer, but people will learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like here, let me pull out some examples. The Shibuya Pikachu. I have like
a lot
of them.
Yeah.
And like that's not even all. Like that's just a handful. But like the crazy thing is, I mean, that card came out 2019, and it was kind of right before like the boom.
Mm-hmm.
So people were kind of sleeping on a lot of things. Like I got those cards $5 each on eBay.
Okay.
And right now they sell for like hundreds of dollars, like in almost any graded condition.
Yeah.
So it's too easy,
Yeah. Is that going to continue, you think, with everybody? I mean, there's a lot more people doing it now. I still don't see people just like dumping them. It's a slow, like everyone's very strategic with it. Yeah, it is difficult to buy them, but I just feel like that's going to come to an end soon.
Yeah, I mean, you already see the difference because that Shibuya Pikachu is $5 for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of hit 20 and it's like, wow, that's expensive. But now like you look at the Kanazawa, which is essentially the same release. It's just like a Pokemon Center promo has like the same, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
That one might be a little bit more limited because I think the location of that Pokemon Center is kind of out of the way. But yeah, so that's like a similar release, but you can see already it's hitting like the raw copy is hitting $50 like really quickly.
Yeah.
So like the window of like how much time you have before it kicks off is shrinking. I see more people like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at some point, like I don't know if it'll just become impossible for the average person to do because some like large business does it, but like definitely it's becoming harder.
Yeah, and it's just people are undercutting each other. I mean, like the illustration Charizard, the Grand Prix Charizard.
Yeah, that's an even better example.
Yeah, something like that I think is finally discontinued. Yeah, I mean the price point was like fluctuating from, $10 to like $30 for a while they were re-releasing them and doing all that, and I think that's going to have a very similar graph as like the Red's Pikachu. Not as
But Red Pikachu too, like it surprised me. It surprised a lot of people because there were just people bought bricks, like multiple bricks,
yeah,
like, and it was like you could get them like $4 all day in like Japan and like $7 on eBay,
mm-hmm.
and like graded you can get 10s for like $30 because just people were undercutting each other, and then like it's just like they all disappeared, and I don't know like who's sitting on these bricks still that like isn't aware of the price, or like maybe they're being graded, or I don't know where all these cards are, but like now it's like I don't even know what I can get for this one, but probably definitely a few hundred.
Yeah, which is crazy because
it's like a $5 card. It's
like I found bricks of Black Star Pikachu number 27, the Bumblebee Pikachu. Those are like from what 2000, I think. Yeah. And like even stuff like that, I'm sure there's just as much availability as there was Red's Pikachu. I don't know what it looks like today, but how is something like that not getting the same love? Their 10s are still selling for like $150. Ooh.
Here's the old school example of Red's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like everyone had this card.
And
I think one of the differences though is that there's like the condition factor here because it's so old.
Yeah. Well, and you got the memory tied to it with the movie, and every kid that got it was handling it like crazy during the movie. You got buttery popcorn fingers while you're watching the movie. For those that opened it, I guess, if they did. But the promo world is getting very interesting, and I'm still skeptical. I've missed the boat on like the crazy returns that you can get on buying that stuff. I think you can still do it. Yeah, I think you can still do it, but it's that window is slowly closing. Mostly just the profit window. I think it's always going to be a thing. I think we'll always be able to do that, buy these promos from Japan and resell them in the US, because that's just kind of how things work in the general world. You buy it, you get upcharged for things that weren't released in the US, and you get paid for your services, I guess, of getting them over here. That's kind of what I do with trophy cards at the moment. So what else? Super Smash Bros. Melee. When
my ears,
we got to hold an E4 Discord tournament.
Yeah.
We got to get people. We've slowly been recruiting, so we're getting people.
We need people to play. That's the key.
Yeah, we're getting people there, but it's on its way. That's another thing that you really love to collect are video games.
I would have more if they were cheaper. I would.
No.
I think the price is a really big barrier.
When did you hop into video games? Like
it was Squeaks that. Yeah, he Squeaks. He kept talking about it. I'm like, damn, I want some of these now.
Because you stick to the N64 games, right?
Those are like the ones I grew up in. Those are like N64. You can't touch that, man. Like here. I came prepared for this.
That's the big boy, right?
Well, no, I think there's a collector's edition version that's gold or something, but this is like the original. I actually prefer this one because it's like this is the first edition version or whatever. And like with this one, like you don't expect a high grade or like you're paying out the ear for it. I think I paid this like $800 for this one though, which I think is a good price today. And like you could see there's like a big dent right here.
Oh, okay.
I think that takes away from the grade. But like, this is like a sealed Ocarina of Time, like first release. And here I have.
You think? Wait, you said that's probably a good price today. It hasn't gone up very much.
The thing with the video game market is that there's just no supply, so there's no like price points to like really follow. Like maybe I haven't been following it that closely either because I already have it, so I don't care about the prices. But since there's no like supply, you get like for example on Heritage you get like some prices that are crazy because like the exposure is different. You're getting rich people bidding on these things, and then on eBay, like maybe people aren't really paying attention. It's like since there's so little supply, you actually have to put in a lot of work to like keep track of it because you have to check every day and it's like there's nothing. So it's like, okay, I check tomorrow, there's nothing. Whereas in Pokemon, like almost every day there's like, especially for popular cards, there's new copies being listed, right? So like that dynamic is completely different. So it's hard to say like, I don't even know if a comparable one sold since I bought this one, so I don't know if the price is good or not. Right? That's what it comes down to. And then here's the Majoras. A little bit better condition. I
never played Zelda games as a kid.
Oh my god! Like, can we just end this call right now? Like, are you joking? Like, you're probably like a PlayStation kid, weren't you?
I had Sega Genesis was first.
Okay.
And I had N64 and PlayStation 1.
You had N64 and you didn't play.
So my N64 games were Smash, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium 2, Mario Kart, 1080, the snowboarding game. I don't think there was too many. I don't remember N64 very well. Those are the ones that I remember. There has to be more.
There are like Banjo-Kazooie, like Conker. There's a lot of rare games. GoldenEye.
I played GoldenEye, of course. Yeah, I can't forget. I forgot that one.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Puzzles, though, but
I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, the gold or
Mario
the yellow.
64? One of the most famous video games.
I never really played Mario games either. Like,
oh my god,
I wanted to be different, Scott. Like,
so like for me, like people, especially now, they love their like FPSs or like third-person shooters or whatever, like Fortnite and GoldenEye and Halo. And I'm like not a big fan of shooters. I like adventure platforming type games, right? So like Ocarina or like Banjo. Banjo really stands out to me. Or like Breath of the Wild is a really good game. And there just aren't like many games in that genre anymore. Like platforming is kind of a dead genre.
I liked Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. I played Harry Potter on PlayStation 1. Yeah, I like those games. I like the very, I mean, I know it's all animated, but the very animated type games. The ones that just are like, it's just like a cartoon. I don't.
Banjo-Kazooie is probably like, I don't even know if you played it.
I didn't play that.
Donkey Kong 64?
Oh.
Come on. No. You like this genre, you don't even know it.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know I've never experienced it. I probably should just sit down and do it.
Okay.
I should probably sit down and go through all this stuff.
Like, honestly, you should. I mean, my favorite this game holds up today.
My favorite game in the world. I know all the characters.
I have that one too. I have the Canadian version though.
Oh, this is US.
That's probably the US. Yeah, that's a good.
That's a banger. But like, I know all the characters. I have an understanding of like how they connect in their stories and what their games are, but I've never played their origin stories. Like I don't know.
I don't know. It's tough too because like it takes time. You need to like we're adults now, so it's hard to invest that much time to like really sit down and enjoy a video game like that anymore.
Well, are we really adults? I mean, look at my shirt.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right here because this is the thing that bugs me now that people say all the time, and they say something like they'll use it as an excuse for like why the shelves are empty and why it's bad or something like that. But they'll say like Pokemon's a kid's game or whatever. It's a kid's like Sword and Shield. It doesn't matter if you don't like it because it's meant for kids. Like the trading card game doesn't matter if you like the modern cards because it's meant for kids. It's not meant for kids anymore. Okay. If you look at the demographic of like people who are like participating in Pokemon, like there are kids, and yes, it's like it started off as a kids franchise, and yes, you need to appeal to children to continue that. But like huge chunk of people that are collecting now, like especially modern, are like adults. To say is just for kids it's like it's just not true. Like you're living in an alternate reality because like we're sitting here talking about it, and we're probably getting a lot of views. Like Logan Paul, he's like, how old is he?
24,
20 something.
25.
He's making $1 million off of this, and he's getting millions of people watching that are probably of the age range of like 18 to like 30.
Yeah.
It's like you can say it's a Pokemon is a kid's thing, but it's really not anymore.
That's interesting. I wonder, do you think we're going to get burnt out that we won't push it on our kids?
I don't know if I'm having kids, but if I were to, I don't like the concept of pushing things on your kids anyway, but I feel like just by osmosis, like they would look at the cards and then they would I mean, they have two paths. Either they like, whoa, I love that, and they'll collect Pokemon cards or whatever, like the newest thing would be, or they're like, no, Dad, like, I don't, I'm gonna go play sports or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's interesting. Just thinking about that now, right? Is even if you don't push it on your kids, right, and they discover it, and then, you know, obviously, I don't care who you are, the majority of kids are just embarrassed and think their parents are losers.
Right.
If you get excited and jump on Pokemon with them, are they not going to enjoy it? Are they going to go are they going to get turned off by that?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It might become like a boomer thing, you know. It might be like
that's going to be the death.
It's an old person thing now because it's just all these old people collect it.
That's right? The death of Pokemon. The death of Pokemon is happening right now.
I don't buy that though. There are kids that are into. See, here's the difference, and it's critical. This is like unique to Pokemon too. There's so many things that are unique to Pokemon, so it's hard to like generalize and compare it to other things. Where like the new games, like Sword and Shield, like the boomers, us that are playing the game, the average boomer are gonna look at like, I don't get like all these newfangled like Ultra Beasts and whatever, and these VMAX or Dynamax or whatever, all these new Pokemon that I don't like, the Phalanx or the penguin with the ice cube on its head. It's all foreign to me. I like my Charizards and my Blastoise and Pikachu and whatever.
Seal.
And yeah, Seal.
It's creative.
Cute. Skip some love. Krabby. So like there's almost like you can have these generational distinctions where like you can reject the Gen 1 Pokemon and be like, I love my Sword and Shield Pokemon. Right? Or so you can have like these things where like you have the young generation that like Pokemon and the old generation like Pokemon, but they just disagree on which Pokemon that they like.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you see a lot of Gen 2 people that are really passionate, Gen 3 people that are passionate about like Gen 3 Pokemon. Right?
Yeah, it's just less and less. But it's picking up with Gen 7, Gen 8.
Yeah, because the age, like the different, like we're talking like 25 years now. It's like a whole generation between people that played Red and Blue and like people are playing.
But that's the thing now, right? Is it's finally at the point where the very first generation of Pokemon kids are starting to have their own kids, right?
Right.
So as they grow up,
yeah,
is it finally going to become uncool and kids are going to really shy away from it like completely? I mean, because we have the kids now, right, that will continue to do it. They'll continue to do it. And then they'll do the same thing, though, to their kids, right? They'll either push it on them or they'll discover it and then they'll be all excited about it and the kids will go the other way. So
I think like I don't know. It's tough because the difference between Pokemon and like most other franchises, like Ninja Turtles or Transformers or things that were cool, like maybe when our parents' generation or a little bit younger were growing up, is that they don't change, right? They try to, like the Transformers movie or whatever, but like inherently they don't change. And I don't know anyone that's like passionate about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, like whereas Pokemon is constantly changing to evolve with like the modern generation, and there's like new things that the current generation can associate with. Like the day where kids stop bringing cards to like the playground is the day where 20 years from that, then Pokemon will die. But kids are still bringing it to the playground, and I'm not really concerned about that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing too, right? Parents would take away cards from us. Teachers would take away cards from us.
It still happens today, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we want them.
There's no school right now, but
yeah, and that's why we want them so bad. It's because we couldn't have them. Yeah. That's interesting to think about. There's a lot of things that I'm just like, I just like sitting back and watching this play out. I think if I stopped doing Pokemon completely, stopped doing the podcast, stopped buying and selling and collecting, I would still just always pay attention to see where these things lead to. Because I'm just like, I'm having so many conversations like this now and just sitting there and wondering what's going to happen next in 20 years. I just feel it's going to blow our minds probably, but
So I came up with an analogy while we're sitting here to what I'm trying to explain. So like this game, we're talking about future generations now. Like the modern Zoomers, they won't play this game. They won't like get exposed to it. They won't go out of their way to play. Even if I tell them to play it, they're not going to. I told you to play. You're probably not going to for the same reason. It's just old, right? And the expectation's low. So like eventually, like the status of this game might like kind of diminish over time because just no one who's playing it. Whereas like Smash Bros, it reinvents itself every like 3 years. is a game that people still play today, and the kids still play Smash Bros today. So like these kind of like franchises that keep reinventing themselves and stay relevant are the ones that are gonna continue onward.
Yeah.
Pokemon does that in general, whereas Ninja Turtles don't. They try to, I guess, but I don't know.
They had a great N64 game too. What was it called? Ninja
I
Turtles.
haven't played it.
I think that was a very popular one. Like, I think it's highly rated. You should
Are
look
you sure? Because I don't know if I
Tale
should
of-
go play it.
Yeah, you should go play it. I'll play Ocarina of Time while you play the Turtles in Time. I think that's what it's called. I think it's
Turtles
called.
in Time.
I think
you're right. I think
yeah.
I've heard of that.
But yeah, I mean, they've tried to reinvent themselves. They've done all the movies. They had Megan Fox, and I think it flopped in
That was
box office.
Transformers.
That was Transformers. But wait, who's the girl
That's
they
a
used
goat.
in the TMNT? They use another hot
Was there
girl.
a modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know. It's just
Oh. You're just
and
not
the problem is
you're
they're
just
not
a true
reinventing
fan.
themselves. It's just like a repeat. It's just doing the same thing again with like.
Yeah.
You know,
Wasn't that what Pokemon
the
is? Same.
no, because every game is.
It's the
I can-
same. You go through your town. You play your gym leaders.
Okay, the
You collect them
baseline
all.
is there, but the land, the Pokemon in it, like the dynamics of the game are different,
Hmm.
right? That's if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have like boomers hating the new games, and then Zoomers hating the old games. Like they're different enough
Yeah.
that I think
Okay.
that's it. They're
All
different enough.
Well, I'm excited for Snap 2. I'll probably be heavily disappointed by it because I have such high expectations, but
I have such low expectations for any game from now on that I'll probably be happy with it. I think it's the best way going forward.
yeah. I'm hoping that there's a nice online aspect to it so we can enjoy it like we did Animal Crossing. My Animal Crossing stint was very short compared to everyone else's, but it was still a lot of fun doing that in E4 when we were all playing. So hopefully we can find a way to do that as well with Snap 2 or Switch Snap. What are they calling it? Pokemon Snap.
The new Pokemon Snap.
Is that what they're calling it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Snap 2, guys. Come on, Pokemon Company. It's so easy. Pokemon
I wouldn't
Snap
hold
2.
your breath for online. Like, what are you gonna do online? Like, have
Leaderboards. You can. I don't know. Shiny Pokemon, like one in every 700.
that'd be cool. That would actually sell games. You know, shiny Pokemon sell. It's such a shiny Pokemon sell.
Yeah.
Like most in video games, like when you recolor an enemy to make it look like a different color, like people
It's
don't
so
care
weird.
about that. It looks so lazy.
Yeah.
But like in Pokemon, it's like the recolor. It's all it is a recolor. But because they make it so rare, it just fascinates so many people. Like they sell, like the cards that are shiny Pokemon sell like crazy.
Hidden
Like,
Fates,
they have
Shining Fates.
Right.
Like,
Even like shining Watsy or like Gold Stars or whatever.
yeah.
The one they have that new plush release where they release like a shiny version of the plush. Like they seed them into stores and they're rare. And I see people like showing them off on Instagram all the time.
Wait, they're doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And like in the game, there's like literal communities of people that just sit on Twitch and just like
Shiny.
you're watching somebody reset the game over and over again to come like for that one moment of like happiness when the shiny, like it just, I don't know what it is about it. Even to me, I'm like so drawn to the concept of shiny Pokemon, but
Pokemon Go. Do you still play Pokemon Go?
Yeah, Pokemon Go. That's like literally the only thing driving the game now. If you ask me, like, are these events where they have like shiny Pokemon that get released? It's crazy how like successful that concept has been.
Yeah, that's got to happen. I'm sure they'll do it. If not, they'll figure out a way to implement it later on. But yeah, there's gonna be. I know Nintendo. They hate their competitive stuff, but they gotta find a way to make it competitive online. Have a leaderboard.
Don't hold your breath.
If not, it'll get created somehow by crazy fans.
My fear is that it'll just become like a mini game more than like, they might release it like half price because the content is just limited.
Oh, really? Oof.
I don't like that's based on nothing other than like the trailer that I saw, but that was like kind of my gut that like I don't know if this is going to be like a full feature length game. You know,
I wouldn't mind just a mini game. Just bring back
better than nothing.
Bring back the Pokemon Stadium mini games.
Yeah,
that would be a blast.
That'd be fun.
I miss button mashing. I just miss button mashing. We need that back.
Pokemon Stadium is like a full-fledged game where you only play the mini games.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Mario Party, right? Well, that is just an all mini game, but no one cares about.
Yeah.
I don't care about going around. I just care about winning the
Yeah, I care
individual.
about winning every micro game.
Yeah, that's what I care about. So, well, dude, Scott, PFM, thank you for hopping on.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna put pause.
Okay.
I did not hear a single fire alarm
Oh,
this whole podcast. So
shout out to the new apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, go back and watch that if you want to count it up for me. But go follow Pokemon Flying Master on Instagram, and hopefully, follow him on YouTube. He might come back. I hope he comes back. He's got some interesting videos.
I have some videos, yeah. Maybe one day.
But yeah, thank you again, Scott. I appreciate all the work you do as a mod for E4 and for the Discord and for the forum. So appreciate having you on board and doing that god awful job.
There's no benefit.
There's zero benefit. Your name's Red. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And you get to mute people if you want. But
yeah, I get power on Discord. That's it.
Yeah. Which is honestly, it's becoming a thing. So, but yeah, thanks again, man. And I'll be seeing you soon on Discord and hopefully playing some Smash. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, have a good one.
Binder. I love this binder. Right? So she did most like the Hello, Discord crashed. That's extra editing work. This binder. I love this Pikachu binder.
Out of a Japanese. The
hold on. We're gonna do it one more time.